everyone, welcome. Thanks for joining us for our Mastering BakeSmart all things products meeting. We're gonna roll through pretty much all of the settings inside the products section of BakeSmart, how they can be configured and controlled. Most of the BakeSmart gangs here, we're a growing gang. Deanna Larson is our newest addition. She's handling support and documentation this time, just getting onboarded. So a hearty hello to her. We're excited to have her.
Thank you.
And yeah, thanks for being here. We've got Shelly is, I don't know why I'm pointing, this isn't Hollywood Squares, but Shelly's on here as well. And obviously my business partner, Jared, as always, with us. Thanks for showing up. There's a lot of faces and names that bring a smile to my face. So hopefully this is time well spent. Let's dig in. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. We lost the noob. The noob's back. All right. Desktop. Here we go. All right. Everyone can see my desktop. We got nodding heads. Can you guys see my desktop? Yeah.
Yep.
Says BakeSmart password. Okay, cool. Becky, you can't, but Melody can.
Yeah, we could see it.
Okay, cool. Uh-oh. Becky, just go next door and talk to Melody. Just go say what's up. I just get it. No. All right. All right, we got more coming. Okay, I'm not sure what to do there, but I'm sharing my screen. I might be on a different monitor or in a full screen space. You might want to slide over. I know you guys love Macs, and Zoom likes to take up different desktops on Macs, so I don't know if that could help you. All right, great. All right, so login screen, we all know this one. I'm just going to log in here. I'm going to head right to products and get started here. We're going to the menu, to lists, and to products. If you have any questions as we're going through this, feel free to throw them in the chat. I think Jared's going to be monitoring that. I'm not going to be able to do both, so throw them in there or just unmute yourself and shout it out, whatever you want to do. We'll get through this. All right, so we're at our product list. As always, we hit that red circle to bring our whole list out. We can filter this by category and subcategory. This is a newer-ish feature, right? So we can just get to what we want to see here. We can clear out those filters as well. I am going to start with products here. We're going to go from the list view, click on a product, go to the product detail view. We all know this is the edit button. When we click on edit, we can make changes. Everything changes from blue to red to let us know, be careful what you're doing. Red's the danger color. But this is our select product, or I'm sorry, our product edit screen. I'm in demo mode, not webinar mode. This is our product edit screen. This is where we can make changes. So we can assign a name to the product here. This is where we type it in. We can assign products to categories and subcategories. We know these all appear on the point of sale screen that categorizes products for easy searching and locating for retail counter staff. We can make edits to categories and subcategories by clicking here. This turns blue when I mouse over it. If I click on it, we can manage categories and departments, changing names, sort orders, things like that. We can add a description here. This is a long text, flaky crust and delicious fillings and, local apples and all those wonderful things you can type into here. We have multiple price levels. We support up to 10, I believe it is. We just show 2 in our demo mode, retail and wholesale. We can get into, I guess, pricing is product related. We can probably get into that a little bit too as well here. We got a lot to cover. But yes, categories, subcategories, department, pricing. We can assign product codes. This is used for sorting in some areas, searching, not much else. Sort order is how this is going to appear in the POS, what order. So by default, everything, all products in the point of sale sort alphanumerically. Sort order then overrides that. So then it would be sort order and then alphanumeric based on, obviously, product name. Name for receipt. This can be customized. Now you guys get some long names in there. You know, the Bavarian cream bar with the chocolate, whatever. It's a little long for a receipt, so that can be shortened up here. Name for label. This is what's going to print out on production labels if you use those for order management. Discount group. We can set up discount groups in the settings section of BakeSmart, coupons, discounts, and fees section. This will allow you to group multiple products into a same discount group, meaning if I order 6 of this, 6 apple pies and 6 cherry pies, and they're in the pies dozen discount group, which I haven't created, once you get a dozen of them, you get a discount. This can be for cookies at a particular price level. It can be for donuts at a particular price level, groups of products, whatever. You're limited to 1 discount group per product. Whether or not EBT is allowed, electronic benefits transfer, food stamps, for lack of a better term, is accepted. This will calculate on the total sales screen. We will mark which ones are EBT eligible, allow that payment to be accepted, obviously remove the tax because those are non-tax transactions. We can choose whether an inscription is allowed on this item when ordering in store or over the phone or online. If we're going to present that inscription field to a visitor to your BakeSmart online store. And then also for BakeSmart Online, whether or not we'll allow them to enter in a color. This is an open text field, so if you don't want to give them carte blanche to choose the color of the writing, we can handle that with an option list. We're not really getting into that right now, but if you have questions and want follow up on it, let me know. So that's the main fields that are presented on the details tab of the product. We do also have additional settings. One, you can add a photo here. I'm not going to. We've already got one there. We've got separate online settings, meaning your minimum quantity. So probably doesn't make sense for an apple pie, but say for brownies, if you don't want people ordering a single brownie online, you can say, hey, you need a minimum quantity of 6, and we're going to increment in 6. And then when they're presented with that product online, the drop down of quantity selections will show as 6, 12, 18, 24, and so on. If you're doing same day ordering online, these are cutoff levels of how many will allow to be ordered that will reset each day. And then if you're using our BakeSmart online wholesale customer portal, we can include this product there, meaning your wholesale customers can order this product. Again, minimum quantity, increment, and whether we're going to use the image from products or catalog. These are upload buttons to enable that. Print settings. We can print to 3 additional printers outside of the receipt printer. We call them kitchen, drink, and grill printer. This determines where this product would print. So sandwiches might go to the kitchen printer, coffee beverages might go to the drink printer, and hot grill items might go to a grill printer. So we have 3 of those. Product alerts. We can add an alert when this item gets added to the ticket. Make sure to ask about pie top type. Okay, Melody's nodding, so I'm not crazy. That's great. Thank you. Thank you for the nonverbal feedback. That was a huge help. Right, pie top type. Okay. And so that will show up. The user will need to dismiss that alert, so there's no like I didn't see it, like you had to because you had to click OK. You can do this for options as well, like hey, go get a decorator before quoting the price on this because you don't know, kind of deal. If you use barcodes, BakeSmart supports barcodes. You can scan those into here. We can make them up on our own. If it's a resale item that comes with a barcode, you would scan it. But we can also auto-generate our own. Okay. All right. We're going to open that back up. Hope somebody took a note on that one for me. Don't auto set your barcodes if you're using our autumn 2023 release. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Apple pie. Did it do it? No, it didn't. Okay. Loyalty settings. These aren't used a lot by customers anymore. People tend to now, with our loyalty program, do points for cash, right? Earn 100. You get a point per dollar spent. And then once you get 100 points, maybe you get $5 in bakery bucks or cash that's redeemable. So the loyalty card kind of becomes a gift card as well. Um, so, but this still can still be used where this is bonus points. So, someone's gonna, this is gonna generate 16 points for someone on loyalty, right? And if you can be like, hey, the double pie day, which would be June 28th, you can double the points for that period of time, right? And then they would get 32. And then if you don't do the points to cash conversion, you can set redemption values of products, and then only those products can be redeemed with loyalty points themselves. And you can be like, hey, you got a $16 pie, you got to spend $250 to get a free pie from us, right? So that's how that would work. Again, most people are doing the points to cash setup in loyalty, so I haven't come across that too much lately. It used to be really common, not so much anymore. It seems to be falling out of favor. That's our detail tab. We're gonna hit all of these tabs all the way down and look at the different. I'm sorry, I did miss one thing. These are our product types, right? So I'm looking at a pie. It's a standard product, comes as it is, right? We do have these other options: combo products, custom tiered products, gift card non-sale products, and rental items. We'll touch on all of those. Mainly what you're going to see different here is that the selection on this list is going to determine what we see on the setup tab. So this setup tab, the contents of this setup tab, which I'm going to now, will be different depending on our selections, right? So for a standard product like this apple pie, we can assign option lists to it. We can assign up to 5 option lists. We have various ones here: bread, cheese. These are for sandwiches. This is for cakes, drinks, right? Also drinks, sandwiches. But we can do up to 5 lists, unlimited options within a list. They can have prices attached to them. Those can be price each, price per serving, variable price where the user would enter it in. We've got a button here that can take us to option lists, right? So if I wanted to create an option list without getting too far off track here, but this is going to be pie toppings, right? And this is going to be lattice. And then I don't know the names of the other ones, but pie cover, don't know. And then is it crimped, right? Whatever. We'll charge like $3 for crimping a pie crust because it's inflation. Okay, so we've got that list made. So I can now take the pie toppings list and assign it to this product. I can require that something gets selected out of there. If you're going to require something, oftentimes you want to add a none selection in case you're like, I don't want anything. But we can require that selection. Once we have option lists assigned, we can pre-select options. So you can be like, hey, everybody wants the lattice by default, so we're going to go ahead and add that. And when this product gets added to a ticket, we're automatically going to select that option. Now they will still have the ability to remove it, add a different one, or keep it and add an additional one. We don't limit selections of option lists by default. But we can pre-select. We can say, hey, don't hit me with the option list. Don't present it to me. I'll just know it's there. I can ring it in later if I want. We can omit the options that are selected that don't have a charge on them from the receipt. Sometimes they can get pretty expansive and really are just needed for production purposes, not so much for the customer to see. So we can turn that off. And then we can allow the product description, that's this up here, to be edited. We do that only for orders. This is if you need a kind of a catch-all to enter the name of a product, if you have just a space holder. So I've got someone who they do decorated pedophores seasonally, right? So they have little ghost pedophores for Halloween and pumpkin pedophores, then different shapes and designs for different seasons. But they don't want to track all the 50 pedophores that they do, right? So it's just seasonal pedophore up here, and then when someone orders it, they'll type in ghost, right, or pumpkin. This is in the ordering process. not on this screen, but that's how that would work. If we have any questions, feel free. I feel like I'm talking pretty fast here. I might have over caffeinated. All right, seems like we're good so far. Okay. So this is our standard setup. If I turn this into a combo product, things get a little more complicated. We then have to choose how we're going to price this combo product. We can say, hey, base price only, no matter what, this is going to be $15.99. We can be base plus extra charges, base plus total price of selected products, and then total price of selected products. I might go to a different, I'm going to see if we have any combo products in here to look at instead of setting them all up on the fly. Of course, the Apple product I just selected. So a combo. So if you have a deli line or something like that, that's a good example. So we have different groupings here. Sandwich, sides, beverages, right? Those are, oh, this is a nice combo for $10.99. At Panera, this would be like $35. Oh, you want a piece of cake? And I only know that because I see it online. I don't go to Panera. I love you guys. Right, so you're going to choose one out of each group. That's what the quantity selection here is. If you're allowed to do two sides, this would be a value set to 2, right? So you choose your sandwich. It's going to be a Cuban. You're going to make your selections of the options assigned to that, right? So it's going to be bread and toppings and cheese and all the good stuff. Then you're going to pick 2 sides, choose your beverage, choose the type of cake slice you want. Okay, which is actually cupcakes, it looks like. So base plus extra charges means we're going to charge the $10.99 plus the $5 for whichever cake slice you choose here, right? So we see that price there. Base price only, again, is just the $10.99 plus total price of selected products. That would not be the extra charge. That would be the price of the actual carrot cake slice, right? The underlying price here, which is $2.50. You have to forgive me for that one. The logic doesn't follow through there, but let's go back to that. Right, and then they choose their cake. The Shamrock cookie, because there's no group, if the group is blank, it just gets added automatically. Like, throw it right on there. So it's an automatic selection if the group is not entered in there. Again, we have some receipt controls here. We can suppress details like, hey, I don't need to see every selection I've made here. Just give me the Cuban combo and give me the total, right? Right, that'll check by default. And then again, allow product description to be edited. It's the same logic I just poorly explained last time. So that's there. That's combo products. Well, this is one use of a combo product. I'm going to look at these pastry trays as well, right? So this is another common way that pastry trays, gift boxes, things like that are configured using a combo product. So this one, we're making 100 selection. We're choosing 100 out of each of these, and it can be 99 of these and 1 of these, or what, 20, 20, 20, 10, 10, right? Whatever selection you want, and you'll see the available number as you choose them reduce until you've hit your quantity, your 100 there. So that's how the pastry tray works. Let's look at this one. Custom. Yeah, so this one, larger product list, smaller tray. You can choose up to 48. I don't think there's much else to talk about with combo. Let me search for some custom products. All right, so I'm assuming everyone at least has some experience with our cake matrix or knows what it is. Your cake matrix are going to fall, cake matrix products are going to fall within lost my train of thought there. As a custom product, it's going to be considered a custom product. So this half sheet comes from the cake matrix. We call it out there, but it is a custom item. Your cake matrix items, you can't really do anything with. We're managing all of that in the cake matrix, which is right here. Probably do a separate session for that if we haven't already. I don't remember. It's been a while, 2023. So if we get to, I guess, a 10-inch round decorated cake, right? So it's got a set size. It's custom. We have a flavor, filling, and icing option list attached to it. We can also assign a decorations list to it. So it's a 3-layer cake. It serves 20. We're requiring a flavor to be selected, otherwise it's not a cake. Filling is optional here, and then we're requiring an icing to be chosen. And then you can choose as many decorations as you want here. We also have these settings here, allow more than one flavor within a layer. You're going to see that enabled mostly on sheet cakes when you do a side-by-side for the cake flavor. And then you may also see it for any size cake when you're allowing multiple fillings to be selected. Buttercream and fresh strawberries, right? Strawberries and banana, mixed fruit, and, you know, flavored buttercream of some kind or something like that. And again, our allow product description to be edited. We can pre-select options on custom items, just as we can with standard products. Anything that's got an option list, we can pre-select. This is useful if you've got a preset cake, right? A dessert cake, a torte, something that's got a flavor profile, a predetermined flavor profile, but you want to include the layers of that cake in your flavor by size report for your cake layer reports, ordered item reports. I hope everybody's using that. Huge time saver. You don't have to leaf through all your orders. An example of that would be, and we've got some like a German chocolate in here, right? So got a German chocolate cake named after a man, not a country, made in Texas. Right. So let's say German chocolate should be a, custom with flavors, fillings, icings, right? And we want to pre-select because we know it's going to be chocolate. And I think I'm making this up now, chocolate fudge. I know there's coconut in there somewhere. We're going to ignore that for now. Let's say that's what a German chocolate cake looks like. Right. So this can be ordered, not really customized so much, right? But it'll pre-select all of those so it shows up, it follows through into reporting to tell you how many layers you need to bake or pull or whatever. So that's a way to use that. I'm going to go back to that 10-inch decorated though. Right. And then we can also choose do pre-selected decorations as well if you want for any designed cakes that you have. That's not necessarily a 10-inch round decorated. Perhaps it's a cupcake with a design on it, a custom cupcake design. People are doing the animal cupcakes a lot, which are real cute, or little cake buddies I've seen, or cake monsters, those kinds of things. So that by and large is custom. Custom tiered's a little bit of a different animal. This, we build a custom cake, and this is not the best way to do this. So for those super common tiered cakes, multi-tiered cakes that you do, 7/10s, right? 6, 9, 12s, those types of things. I'll just go ahead and make one. We'll do a 7/10, so I don't have to type too much. 7/10 round, right? It's a custom tiered. I know what I'm doing. Cakes, custom, sure. Right, then we can come here, pre-selected. We can opt to use the cake matrix to select tiers. That's gonna pre-filter this. with matrix, so I can say, do we have a 7-inch? Good. 7-inch 3-layer, 10-inch 3-layer. Right. And then those are our 2 layers oval, it seems, that we're going to use here. Right. So then when you add this item to an order, we're going to prompt you to choose flavor filling and icing for your 7-inch oval and then your 10-inch oval with the option to copy those selections down. Which I think Melody and Becky originally asked for, like in an old version of BakeSmart. But so it'll tell you the number of tiers, the total servings. Again, edit if you want. We can assign a deco list. That's the long and short of custom tiered. Gift card, super simple. We're going to prompt to activate, using the gift card module. Yes, we are. So when this gets added, we're going to be like, hey, you need to activate or refill this before accepting payment, so that you don't accidentally give a customer an unloaded gift card, right? Probably should just make that automatic. But that's all there is for that one. And then rental items. So how long do you rent this item out for? This is for cake stands, tier pieces, right? For the columns and things like that. How long do you rent it for, right? They get it for 3 days. They have a refundable deposit of $25, and you have 5 of them that you can rent. So we'll actually track the inventory when they're due back. All showing here whether there's any open rentals at that time. And then the actual cost of rental would go here, right? So it's $20 to rent plus a $25 refundable deposit. So they're laying 45 out to start, and then when they return it, they get 25 back, and you charge them 20 for the pleasure, right? So that's rentals. I see we got a few chats in here. I'm gonna try and look at that, not in the middle of everything. Oh, Jared's answering them. Hey, way to go, buddy. So there's great information in the chat if you guys want to take a peek. All right, so that's the setup tab. Probably the most complicated part. We're going to move to cost and origin, right? So custom cakes, not the best place to do this. Why don't I go back to my apple pie? It's a standard product. Right, so we have origin. Where does this come from, right? And there's 2 options. You either buy it or you make it. This is an in-house production item. It's linked to the apple pie formula. We're consuming 1 out of that formula. It costs $1.96 based on materials. Packaging and overhead, you can add a percentage here. You can be like, hey, I want to charge 3% on top of that, and we'll bring that forward. What am I missing here? I want to look at that as well, because I feel like we also have the ability to, we have 2 options with this. You can do the percentage here, or you can actually call out the individual packaging materials that you use, a pie shell, right? Clamshell for the pie, top and bottom, a liner, or whatever you need to. And then that inventory can get consumed as pies get sold and ordered and picked up. And then you can track your inventory on that if that's something you want to do. So we have options to do that either way. I'm not going to get into formulas right now. We can do that another time. But then we can also set production for apple pie. So this is saying I want to have 4 on hand at my Main Street store every day. I produce every day is what the checkboxes mean. And then the same for the downtown store. I produce every day, and I want to have 4 on hand every day. Production location is in store, right? So it would get assigned to the batches that get created the batches that get created for the specific store, unless it was done in your main location, your main production location, in which case, let's say Main Street is our main production facility, or our centralized production facility, then these 4s from downtown actually get pulled into Main. It'll tell you need to make 8 at Main, and then it'll tell you to distribute 4 of those to downtown. Not going to get too far into our bake sheet and all of that, but it's pretty cool. If you don't bake on Monday, We could uncheck that box. Sunday is going to tell you to make 16, right? Instead of 8 for a single day. So we're actually looking forward. We're doing a lot of math here. Should probably do something about our bake sheet sometime, but today's not that day. Transferred product is either ready for sale or needs finishing. What happens with this selection? I do not know. We'll have to get back to you on that one. Prep days. So if you're using orders with BakeSmart, everything is largely date required driven. Right, we're all familiar with the date required field as the day that the customer is coming to get it or it's getting delivered to them. So a lot of times production reports are run based off of that, assuming items are getting produced the day the orders are getting fulfilled. Sometimes items need extra time to get made, either for whatever reason, right? They need to dry out, they need to do whatever. So you can set a value to this, and then instead of running your reports based on date required, you can run it on prep days, and it'll pull those things that aren't required for 3 days but need to be produced now into that report, along with everything that's being prepped today for today. Sort order for the bake sheet, again, just sort order field that's going to determine where in the bake sheet this appears. And then if we've got any active batches, we'll tell you what we have on hand of apple pies. Ingredient label, because we have this link to a formula, we know what the ingredients are. This is pulling from the pie crust formula, right? So there's actually a formula of pie crust that is an ingredient in the apple pie formula, the finished goods formula, that is comprised of flour, water, shortening, and salt. And then we had apples, white sugar, flour, butter, right? Nutmeg and salt. So these can print out. You can add allergens. You can customize this if you want to. You can overwrite it. You can print them out. We have ingredient labels. This would be your logo, your address, and nutrition labels as well, with your kcals and all that good stuff. Shelf life, again, if you're using our bake sheets, we can do it in minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. So you can be like, hey, when this gets refrigerated, it's good for 2 weeks. When it's frozen, it's good for 4 months. Oops. Ambient, I'm going to eat it right now. Just that's how it goes. If it's purchased, we just link it to an inventory item. That's it. Or multiple inventory items if we want, but it's pretty straightforward. All right, taxes. So we allow you to set different tax rates for different locations because there may be different tax entities that are governing that location. For these purposes, we just have sales tax for each of our 3 stores. You can charge or turn off tax for dine-in or to go if there's different taxability there, which I know there often are. Generally, dine-in, if you have space to do that, is going to be taxed. Takeaway, if it's not hot, oftentimes isn't. I don't need to tell you your tax rules, you know. We also have tax exemptions. We can say, hey, these are actually configured in the store, again, because the taxes are based on location. But tax exempt when more than 12 are purchased. I know a lot of times it's more than 6, more than 12, a pint, a pound, whatever it is. When you hit that limit, we will automatically remove the tax if the tax exempt requirements are met. And then availability, what days of the week they're available, whether or not to include this item in the POS. You can not include it, but still have it be searchable. Whether or not it's a favorite, meaning it's going to show up on our favorites menu, which is the product buttons that appear by default when you hit new sale and show up at the POS select product screen. We have a sort order for that favorite screen. Everybody's loving that. I know we got a bunch of requests for it. So that's here. So you can choose those. We do limit it to the 20 buttons. I think we don't let you go next for a favorite, because if you're not in the top 20, you're nobody's favorite. So those are set there.
Great line, Mike. But we actually just fixed sorting when you have pages, so you can have as many favorites as you want.
Words don't mean anything anymore. That's great. Okay.
Yep.
So, and thank you for that. Thank you. All right. So we've got these. This is neat. Hadn't seen that before. It's cool. Do whatever you want, people. Special order only. This means if this is checked, this means when this item is added to a ticket, meaning in most cases a sale, we're going to automatically tell you it's got to be in order. Hey, we need customer information, date and time, fulfillment method, pickup option, delivery, whatever it's going to be. So that's, for things you don't stock, but will happily sell. And then seasonal, you can mark items as seasonal, available to purchase, let's just say January 1st through February. Oh, when is Fat Tuesday on the 13th this year? I feel like it is.
Yes.
Right. We'll pretend it's a king cake. All right, lovely. If it's shippable, we can include a box. You can set your own dimensions, add the weight. How much does a pie weigh these days? 5 pounds. We're calling it 5 pounds. It's 5-pound pie. Right. If you're using shipping through BakeSmart with our Shippo integration, if you are shipping, you should be using Shippo because they will likely save you money. We will send the shipping information, the address information that we capture, and then all of this stuff, the weight and all of that to Shippo. They will get the price unless you just charge a flat rate, which probably isn't a bad idea either. I think Shelly's going to be doing a blog post on that soon. And then you can print your label from Shippo. You can also do it in BakeSmart, but Shippo's built to print labels. We're built to take cake orders, right? Like that's what we do. I wonder how many times I said I think that's everything on the product edit screen. Is there anything I didn't show that someone has questions about that's germane to products, all things products? Do we want to look at our edit all lists? Let's look at our edit all lists. Those are neat. Okay. So on our list view, so our product list, I'm going to clear out the filters. We're looking at all of our products now, right? There's our edit button on our list view, meaning we're going to edit everything in the list at once. So we're on categories, right? Probably shouldn't do all. So I'm actually gonna go back. Sorry. I'm gonna filter. I'm gonna look at our donuts. Right, we got donuts cake, donuts filled, donuts yeast. I want to get rid of my subcategories, right? So I'm gonna go to categories. I'm gonna say, hey, set all to blank. Do that, and I edit them all at once, right? I can do that for departments. Like I don't actually want these in the donuts department. I want them in bakery. Set all. I can reconfigure my department, right, very quickly for sets of data, so you don't have to click through every single record, which gets annoying. You can also edit these one off if you want to, right? Be like, these 3 actually go into cakes because they're cake donuts. I don't know how this works. Another one is pricing. This is a cool one, right? So here we are. Things are getting more expensive. I think we all know that. So we want to increase or decrease. Increase is the right answer. Our prices by $10 or percent, right? So we could do like, I want to increase everything by 10 cents, right? Or 10%. And then we can round to the nearest if we want to here. A lot of times people want to put a 9 on it. So you can do 10 cents, apply to all, right? So we just increase prices by 10%, rounded to the nearest 10 cents. All right, so we've got our 10% and then some there, generally. And then we can decrease price by a penny. Don't round. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I have to save those changes. Right, so new price is now the current price. We did that. Now we're going to decrease the price by a penny. Round to the nearest nothing, apply to all, go. We have our 9s back, save all. People will buy more because we're monkeys and we think nines are better than zeros. We have taxes. Again, we can quickly edit those tax settings, right? Like, oh, Ohio's not charging tax for donuts anymore. Let's kill it. Yay. Right. Easy enough. Option lists, we can quickly make edits here. Like, hey, donuts all need to, we need a selection, right? An option list we created, sprinkles or whatever. We need all the donuts to have that. So you can go here and say, hey, they all have it now. We're not going to require it though, right? So we'd say no, right? And now they've all got that option list assigned to them. Production, again, are they all in-house? Are they all made in-house? Do we want to up all the numbers? It's a nice grid view to look at products instead of, again, clicking one by one. POS setup is going to have sort order, which is confined to the category and subcategories, selected there. So easy ways to look at that. Whether or not they print particular areas, if they're order only, again, EBT eligible. And then availability, days of the week, including POS favorites. I think that's it. Anybody got anything? Any questions? Was it worth the time? How do we feel about this? I need feedback. I need validation, people. I'm insecure. I'm scared. I'm up here just gabbing away for 40 minutes. Did we like it? All right, good enough. All right, well, everyone, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. I'm having a baby in a week. I'm very excited. And I'm sure we'll get some pictures out somewhere. We should. She doesn't need privacy yet. She doesn't even know what she's doing. So I'm excited for what's ahead this year for a lot of reasons. That's one of them. I got to tell you, BakeSmart's another. We got a lot of exciting things going. As you can see, we're growing, and we like having these hangouts with you guys. We like to know what you're thinking and where your pain is, because we really do want to take it away through better software solutions. That's what we're working for. So we get to set a bed every day. So that and coffee, but mainly making your lives better. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Again, any questions, hit us in the chat. I'll hang around here for a minute. Have a great start to the year.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You bet. It's good seeing you, Becky. Bye, Melody.
Bye.
Well, no, you don't have to leave. I'm just saying hi. I figured I thought you were going to click.
I do have a question.
Oh, cool. What's up? Yay.
So, and I don't know if this applies to the products, but like if somebody wants to modify or make a note next to a cake flavor, a filling flavor, a icing flavor, like we can do that as long as we turn on the, the little button, which I keep off because everybody types things in all over and it affects our reports. And then your report, instead of just listing white cake, it's listing white cake, but put it on a larger cake board or like things like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is there any options anywhere else to include a note that will show up on our order, not in the decorating area, but with the
Right.
cake things?
I was gonna say just put it at a decorator's note, right? A C notes.
Yeah.
Decoration option. Why is the decorating? Why is that not a good solution for you?
Because we're assembly line, so our staff who is putting the cake on the board only looks at that part of the order. Then it goes on down to somebody else who ices it, then it goes to somebody else. Previously, there was in the old BakeSmart, there was a note section that showed up right on top of that stuff, and then there was also the decorating notes. And so now that that's not there with the newer version, they try to type it in, and it just messes up our reports, and I don't like that either.
And you need it to show up on a cake ticket, don't you?
Yeah. Like
so I was going to say, just add up
at the top of the order before it says cake flavor, cake,
Yeah, I was thinking to just add a product, but we only show one product on a cake ticket. That we could have a product where you just edit the note like this. These are product notes, product selection. But
Could you add an option list of the most requested notes? Like I know the bigger cake board is really common. Could you figure out which ones are coming through most often and make option lists?
Then I'd have to have that option for like every flavor. You know what I mean? Or even like with cakes, we do, maybe they're getting buttercream icing, but it's going to be tinted blue. That one's not as big of a deal because we don't use that for reports. So that's a bad example. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to make it that option for white cake, chocolate cake, marble cake, yellow cake.
Could it be the option though on the well, the white cake is the product. Because if somebody's ordering like a 6-inch and they want it on a 9-inch board, wouldn't you attach it to the 6-inch option like product? And then it doesn't actually go to the flavor of cake?
It would still, I think, show up as its own item then on a report as well, but right?
yeah, if you customize the name of that product, yeah, it will no longer. It's gonna break out separately. So let's order a cake. Are you using our cake matrix?
Yes.
Are you using the cake matrix? Okay, great. So let's do around 8-inch. Jared, what size? I didn't update settings. That's why I know what I'm.
Do quarter sheet though. So just a quick question: would not having an option called like notes and have that be the only one that is editable work? So they do whatever flavor, and then they hit a notes option and then edit that to say whatever they wanted in the notes. Just a thought. I don't know. That's what I was thinking when you were talking about it.
Like adding another notes section or
no, like an option called notes, or you know what I mean? And then they could not only add the one option, but add the other and then change the name of it. I don't know if that would work or not. It's just something I thought.
I mean, they would just still have to make sure they looked at that, like that section of the order. I
Okay.
guess, but
yeah.
Nope, not back to ticket. Give me the. No, I did want to go back to ticket. Sorry. Give me a second. Done. What am I doing? There we go. Sorry. It's all deco notes.
Yeah, we combined the note fields because
Sure did.
we did that intentionally because the notes, we were having a lot of customers like see the note section and having people confused or putting it in different note fields showing up at different spots, and it obviously affected you, Becky, in a negative way that we did that.
yeah.
Well, hang on, are you talking about older version like gray and blue BakeSmart, or are you talking about just recently?
Gray and blue.
Gray and blue. Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My bad. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, I'm just wondering on this sheet, where would you like the note to be?
Either it right under the icing or above flavor.
Okay.
Because I must be using a different format of the print too, because even our decoration doesn't show up that close to the icing.
Is all your stuff up at the top here though, customer info and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. We had a bit of slack in this layout that, I mean, there's just big gaps of space that we kind of cleaned up a little bit. So you may not be on the autumnal release of 2023.
Okay.
And the spring release, because I think we just did that over the summer. Okay, so I mean, this really isn't. This is like a, hey, everyone stop what you're doing because this is different, right? I mean, that's you want to, it's like a production alert for this item, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Becky, hi, it's Mandy from Bethel Bakery.
I knew it. I knew you were ringing in.
I've been pondering. I'm just trying to like understand,
Yeah.
you know, where the struggle versus the issues are. Like, so when your team's looking at something like it's a specific customized note for a specific department, right? That you're trying to like make sure is on there, doesn't show up on a report.
Correct.
So have you ever just used like the general notes field in the order itself?
Well, I have specific uses for those notes too, so that do not apply to the actual cake production.
So like the other info section, like when you go into other info within your order, that
Right.
notes area, you're using that for something else
Yep.
entirely.
Yep. Yeah, they use that to just verify that they have double checked the order and that it's accurate. If any changes have been made to the order, they're supposed to notate it, that they're the person who, you know, here's why this was changed, whatever, things like that.
It goes right at the top, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you ran that, Mike, because that's kind of the whole reason why we asked for the whole pickup instruction thing to be separate, because it doesn't show up on the cake ticket, but it is for the purpose of like our team to do. So it's up there, but it's not important. Whereas like if you put something in the general notes section in the other info area, it shows up real large up top. And I don't know if that's good enough for your team to see, but I think Becky's also just using the order form print. I don't think she's using a cake print, Mike, and that's where I think the layout looks different.
No, I do a cake ticket.
Oh, okay, so this is what you're
looks
looking at.
just like this, but we don't have the barcode, but it's there's just a bigger space between the icing and then down to the decorations and
So okay, so I mean, we do want the deco notes here, right? We want the decorators to be working in this area, right? Your
Correct.
flat icers and stackers working here. But the information you're trying to get to them is this information, right?
yeah, like I'm looking through a report right now. An example also is with cupcake cakes where they'll break down the flavors. You know, everybody's got to be like, I want 9 white and 3 chocolate and in a, you know, a pull apart cupcake cake.
Yeah. Which a combo product is not a bad way to manage that. But it doesn't show up on your custom.
I did actually, well, I made a note about, well, no, yeah, never mind. Maybe not that. Yeah, I don't let them modify the filling, so I can see where then I do have a couple flavors that are of cake that are available for modifying just in case. And they type anything in it, double filling, you know, but this is with the cake flavor. So then that's the way it shows up on my baker's report. And things like that. So
Yeah, we do kind of have that same issue too. Like we have a button that's considered like a custom batter. So like that's what they'll see up top, but the only place that you can put that in to see what that custom batter is like that notes section. So they're required to like look at it below.
Yeah.
And it does show up weird on a report when you're trying to run your batters report.
Well, I just thought I would ask right now. I didn't know if I was missing something somewhere, which is, I do like these Zooms because I feel like I can even just pick up one little piece of information that I hadn't learned before. And
no, it's an interesting I don't think you're the only one dealing with this or finding workarounds for it. I mean, as Mandy showed, right? And I mean, you guys are pretty standard in terms of like the type of business that our customers are. So I feel like this is something we'd want to look at addressing. I want to overcommit, because we take this back to Christine, our developer, and we talk about feasibility and what the impact's going to be and how to best implement it. And we kind of make a decision together there. So I'm not real comfortable hashing that out right now on a webinar.
yeah.
But we will absolutely look at this. It's like a production alert, right? Like, did I say that already? Maybe
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's double exclamation point. Hey,
Right. Like they're starting the cake. So if there's anything they need to know right then, placing it on a larger board or whatever strange thing like that there could be, they need to kind of know it from the get-go. So
let
It
us
feels
look
like
at
it
that.
needs to be a note on the size, because that starts everything, but it doesn't affect reports really. Well, I guess it does. A half sheet. I don't know.
Like an alert note, like you got alert notes that you put on the product for the user adding the item.
Right.
And then, why wouldn't you have an alert note for the user that says, hey, whoever's making this, be aware.
Mhm.
An allergy alert, you know what I mean? So
Right.
something, anything, really. All right, let us look at that. Because I think,
Okay.
again, I don't want to overpromise and I don't want to misstate, but it seems like not a heavy lift here that can
Right.
eliminate some pain, right? I mean, otherwise I was just BSing that whole time. So like, let us do what we woke up today to do, which is make your life better. So, all right, cool. Let us take that back. Where would, if you had your choice, where would this information get entered? When and where are we typing this in?
When
If I were to bring up,
when they're entering the flavor, filling, icing.
so we're here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got room.
Yeah.
But I know we have other things going on here. Add alert kind of button there. Does that seem okay?
Yeah.
We'll dig into this. We'll see what we can do.
About that.
Okay. It would tie to a specific product, right? So if you had multiple cakes or something, you'd need to
Right.
call it out multiple times. Are we selecting from a list here? Do we want this to be a free form? I mean, I guess it could be free. It could be both, right? Like we do for the occasions. You
Yeah.
can pick birthday or you can type 75th retirement party.
Right.
Retires after 75 years. That's dumb for 75-year-olds. Right. Oh, well, we don't have, there we go. All right. What am I not asking here? Anything? Reportable? Do we need reports on this? That might not be bad. If someone's flagging an alert, you can get a quick list of like, hey, here's the things we need to be aware of today, that we're pulling in. Alert, yeah, we'll do it. It'll be a filter because we're gonna tag it as an alert item, right? And then we can have an ordered item report with a filter of alert, right? That's easy. That's actually really easy to do. So we could have a whole new report to support that as well. I do know that's easy. I don't know about all the rest of it, but if we do it, a report would be an easy thing to add. All right. Yeah, let us dig into this.
Okay,
Is that okay?
Yep.
Awesome.
thank
Right.
you.
Yeah, you bet. I feel like my mom because she usually says bye like 3 or 4 times before she gets off the phone with me. But here we are. I'm gonna say goodbye again unless anybody has anything else.
All right, good luck with everything with the baby.
Thanks so much. I'm very excited.
Bye, guys.
Daphne,
Thank you for your
thanks so
time.
much.
Good luck, Mike.
Bet. Thanks so much, Mandy. We'll talk soon. Take care.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Mike.
Hey, Anoop. Good to hear you, man. Yeah, take
All right,
care.
man, same here.
Be well.
All right, man.
Thanks so
Hey,
much.
hey, guys. Well,
All right.
well, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Cool. Sounds good.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.